Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian McCollum, and I'm here in Morphe's today, where we are going to take a look at this little guy. Let's hold it in front of the white there. This is a Prideaux speed loader for a .455 Webley caliber revolver, and you can't see anything from way back there, so we're just going to zoom straight in and take a closer look at this. All right, what we have here is basically the world's first production used speed loader. This is typically thought of as a World War I thing, but the actual military ones like this, note the broad arrow and British military inspection stamp, these were actually made in 1919 and did not see official formal military use during World War I. However, on the other hand, these were patented in 1893, so I think a lot earlier than people might expect. And they were patented by a guy named William de Courcy Prideaux. And his early version was a little more complicated than this, but fundamentally what he patented was a push-in style of speed loader, where when you press this into the gun, the cartridges, these fingers all retract out, and the cartridges are left in the revolver. Now, right at that same time, another British gentleman by the name of Watson patented his own speed loader design, which was a rotary type, where you have, basically you're holding the cartridges in the front, and then there's a rotating wheel in the back that catches on the rims and holds them in place. So when you rotate it, it releases the cartridges and they can drop into a cylinder. That's kind of a more typical format that you'll see today. Well, Watson's device was significantly more expensive to make. It was more complex. And it, interestingly, is the one that Webley decided to actually manufacture and market. And by 1898, you could actually buy those through the Army-Navy Collective store, being manufactured by Webley. Those, by the way, were like 10 shillings 6 each, where the early Prideaux loaders were more like 4 shillings and 6 each, because these are a lot simpler. But there was never a huge amount of demand for these things before World War I started. Now, Webley also manufactured a full moon clip style of speed loader that was actually a thin plate of sheet metal that had 6 cartridge cases permanently attached to it that would load and unload as a single unit. They introduced those in 1901, but those never saw huge service, beyond the fact that a version of that was adapted for the .38 Webley Fosbury. But getting back to our Prideaux loader here, come World War I, these things become much more interesting to people, and a substantial number of these were actually purchased and used by British officers with their private purchase sidearms in the field, because this thing is slick. So, I have here a .455 caliber Webley Fosbury. As you might expect, this was pretty popular in the trenches, and a lot of officers, as I already said, went ahead and purchased these and used them on their own, enough that the British military took note, but they didn't get around to actually formally adopting this and type classifying it until October of 1918. So they did procure a supply of them, like this one, but none of those were actually in hand until 1919, and so none of the military ones actually saw service during World War I. There was obviously there was a commercial version. The commercial versions of these are marked a bit differently. Obviously, they don't have the broadhead or the date. They're instead marked Prideaux's Patent Revolver Loader Magazine, number 22653/14, which is his patent date. He had improved patent for these in 1914. And then marked for Webley .455, Webley Fosbury .455, Service Colt, Smith & Wesson. So basically any .455 caliber revolver these will work with. It is important to keep in mind that there are absolutely fake versions of these out there. Hopefully taking a look at an authentic one like this will help you discern between the real ones and the fake ones. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.